Mental models to supersize you. Welcome to day 146 of our Supersize You annual challenge. And today we're talking about better thinking frameworks or better ways of looking at situations and thinking about them in order to understand what we want to do and how we want to behave and how we want to interact with different things so that we do things that are in our best interest. So we think things and feel things and experience things in a way that helps us to continually improve and be a better version of ourselves. Well, I may or may not be an avid believer in mental frameworks. These are just some of the ones I share all the time, and they're in different stages of disarray. Many of them I created by writing backwards because my phone shows everything backwards, and that's how I record. During the pandemic in 2020, I started to really look at and say, okay, things have changed drastically. How am I going to respond to this in a way that helps me to continue moving forward when millions of people just like me are sitting in our homes locked down for the pandemic? And out of that, and prior to that, I was already doing an annual challenge. So it made it easy for me to know what to continue doing. I was going to continue doing my annual challenge. And besides that, every other month, since it ended up going from 2 weeks to 2 months to virtually 2 years, I did for 2020 and 2021, every other month, a 30-plus day challenge. That people could come and listen and pick up one thing that they could do to take action to move them toward their goals and objectives and what it is that they want, even though physically constrained and literally locked down or told to stay in our homes for an extended period of time. So what the heck are some examples of better thinking frameworks? The 80-20 Pareto principle. I think they're teaching that in grade school now. Things like, I need my magnifying glass. I wrote a couple of these down because I'm like, I don't know what their names are, but I use them all the time. But thinking tools help us to understand and figure out what's working in our life and what's working in the world and how we fit in and where we fit in and how we want to be seen and how we want to show up in our lives, right? Because it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. All that matters is what's impacting you and how are you choosing to show up. What are you choosing to participate in, give, think about, watch, listen, learn, etc., and then repeat? Because I think that we as humans, I was just thinking about this now, are pretty much repeat storytelling machines, right? We tell things, we tell stories, we tell other people's stories, we tell our own stories over and over and over again. Now, here's my caution on that. Go ahead and tell stories over and over again, but only stories that make you feel good and make you feel like you're contributing positively to the world and making the world a better place and making your life better in return. That is just my little sage words of advice for the side note, because it seems so easy to repeat the negative stories or the gossip, because most of the time, even if we watch it on the news, it's gossip because we know that it's not the truth. It's some twisted version of some event that may or may not have even happened that gets headlines, gets attention, it causes people to stop, stare, look, and watch, which is all those media companies are all about, right? If we think that they ever want to share something that's in our best interest, we are deluding ourselves. That is way off topic. So, mental models. There's so many. What are some of your favorites? I would ask that you share your favorite mental model in the comments below. Now, of course, some of my favorite mental models are the SOAP framework, and we're getting into, and we're going to talk about the S in our super framework. It's a framework too. It's just a 5-step process, and I give it an acronym name so that it's easy to remember. For example, today's part of the super process is to specify our target. What the heck is it that you want with respect to mental health and well-being? That is going to be our assignment for today. We're kind of doubling up for 5 days to go through the super mental framework, which is kind of just perfect to land on today, that today's the start and it's our topic for today. Might even feel like I planned that. Maybe I did. So, think about one area of mental health or well-being that you have a goal in or want to improve by the end of this year. Specify what your target is. Maybe it's to reduce your stress by 50%. Maybe it's to make faster decisions 50% of the time. I'm trying to numerically measure things because we're going to talk about that too, and you want to start thinking about it as you're picking the thing you want to work on. I personally find that if I've got something that I can actually physically measure those are the goals and objectives that I seem to achieve more quickly than others, because it's the subjective things that I have to journal about or just tap into my inner being and get in touch with how I feel about something, and then give it a scale of 1 to 10. And we can make things super duper complicated, or we can make them simple. Okay? I got in contact with 5 old friends today. Over the course of the week, I just touched base with and got in contact with 20 people that I love and care about. Whatever the goal or objective is for you. Maybe it's you want to reduce your negative self-talk. I contend that almost everyone on the planet could set that as a goal, and that would be a very worthwhile and have huge impacts on us and them by doing something as simple as that. Hey, am I capturing and really paying attention to my negative thoughts, because they're stopping me from getting everything and anything that I want. That's the only thing stopping us. I know. Newsflash. The only thing stopping you is you. That is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's great to know that I can change anything and that I am the only one and the only thing getting in my own way and stopping me. And the other side of that is, oh my gosh, I am the problem. How am I going to fix this? And that's where I go. I go, okay, we're all the problem in certain ways, shape, and form. If we don't have all of the results that we want in our life, like right now, it's because there's something getting in our way. And the only thing that can actually get in our way is us. So, our action item today is to learn one new mental model. And if you're new here, we're going to learn the super models. You've already got your action item done. Just specify your target today. What is your target around learning that mental model? What is your target around the super framework? What is some goal or objective that you want? Just pick one and share it in the comments below. All right. I guess we could talk about Occam's razor, which means, I love this one. It means, generally, an oversimplification, the simplest solution is usually right. The simplest solution is usually the fastest path to whatever you want. The simplest solution, and the older I get, the more I value simplifying and boiling things down to the essence and then building off of that. I teach people very simple frameworks. 3-step, 4-step, 5-step, 7-step processes, because that's about as much as my mind can remember in my short-term memory. 7 things. And I didn't make that up. That's scientifically proven. It's why phone numbers, if you're old enough to remember when we had rotary phones and phone numbers, all of us, we could remember 7 digits, and so that's why phone numbers were 6 or 7 digits, depending on the size municipality you lived in. I actually remember as a child operators answering the phone and asking who you want to be connected to. That's really scary. So today, pay attention to how you're framing things in your life and your experiences. I'll give an example. This just popped into my head. If you watch the news every night and it's super duper negative and you know it's negative, and you say something like, oh, let's see what's wrong with the world now, and turn on the news, you're pre-framing that all you're going to see are the negative things. Now, granted, almost all of it is negative, but when there's a positive story, you won't even see that, or you'll go to the bathroom or something because you don't want to change your own mind about the world around us and how it's awful and all these things. So think about the long-term ramifications of having a belief or a thought like that. The world is awful, or it's always bad news. Well, you know what? If it's always bad news, click, push the button, turn it off, don't watch it, don't listen to it. Don't let it negatively impact you in your life, because your life is worth way more than some made-up headlines that appear on the media that are supposed to be the truth but are far, far from it. Oh my gosh, I've been getting on that topic lately. It's because I keep getting sucked into the doom scrolling, and I just don't like that. It makes me feel bad all day long. All right, share in the comments below your favorite mental model or framework. I will do the same, although I think I've already said what mine are. Have an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.